Hello, my name is Vincent Creel, Public Affairs Manager for the City of Biloxi, and I'm here to deliver today's Be Prepared report. This is being recorded on Monday, July 27th, 2020 at 3 in the afternoon. Today, the Mississippi State Department of Health reports that in the past 24 hours, 653 new cases of the coronavirus were identified statewide. Since Friday, we have seen almost 3,300 new cases of the coronavirus reported statewide. That's 3,294 cases since Friday. The statewide total since mid-March is now 52,957 cases of the coronavirus. And in the past 24 hours, 6 deaths were reported statewide, bringing the total number of statewide deaths attributed to the coronavirus to 1,501. This chart shows you the total number of positive tests statewide since the pandemic began. This chart shows you the 14-day track on cases statewide. On the local numbers, the Department of Health is delayed in reporting county numbers. What we do know is the numbers from the weekend. Harrison County saw 80 new cases on Saturday and 36 new cases on Sunday. This means that since day one, more than 1,800 people have now tested positive for the coronavirus in Harrison County. We also know that 3 deaths from the coronavirus were reported in Harrison County on Saturday and 1 death on Sunday. Since mid-March, 26 people have died from the coronavirus in Harrison County. Here's the 14-day look at the trend of new cases in Harrison County, and this is through this past Sunday. You see the daily average. It's the red line. It continues to trend upward. As we have said more than once now, and you can see it in the number of positive cases, the coronavirus is still amongst us. It is still spreading, and it can still be serious. As we said last week, quoting the governor, who is basing his statements on data collected since this pandemic began, 17% of the cases reported statewide turn into hospitalizations. That means, based on the data, when you hear 1,000 new cases have been reported, you can count on 170 of them will turn into a hospitalization. The healthcare system cannot sustain these numbers. That's the reason for all of this, to keep hospitals from being overwhelmed. What can you do? What is your responsibility, your obligation to your fellow residents, to your family, and to your friends, and to your coworkers? You hear a lot about the use of masks. It is now public policy in the state of Mississippi, in the county of Harrison, and in the city of Biloxi. In short, you must wear a mask if you go into a business. Everyone in a business, that's employees and customers alike, are supposed to be wearing a mask. There are personal things you can do. Wash your hands frequently. Practice social distancing. Keep your distance at least 6 feet from others. Avoid events where crowds will gather. Memorial Hospital will host a drive-up COVID-19 screening and testing for those who have COVID or flu-like symptoms. The drive-up clinic will be on Thursday from 8 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon at the Woolmarket Civic Center, which is located on Woolmarket Road. Remember to wear a face covering. For more information, you can call the Memorial COVID-19 hotline at 228-867-5000. In other coronavirus news, the curfew for bars remains in effect. And as the governor announced last week, bars can now only sell alcohol to seated customers, and no alcohol can be sold at restaurants or bars between 11 at night and 7 in the morning. The governor's orders are in place until August 3rd at 8 in the morning unless he chooses to extend them. In other news, a flash flood watch has been issued through Tuesday evening for Harrison and surrounding counties. This is because of the periods of heavy rainfall that we have seen and are expected to continue to see. These heavy rainfalls increase the chances for rapid rises on area creeks, streams, and drainage systems, as well as ponding of water in low-lying areas. Please monitor the weather conditions. Ponding is expected on roadways, so drive accordingly. Give yourself plenty of time when traveling and take your time. The Biloxi City Council will meet twice on Tuesday, a 1:30 regularly scheduled meeting in the afternoon, followed by a meeting to continue work on crafting a municipal budget for fiscal year 2021. The meetings will be streamed live. Just go to the city's website, biloxi.ms.us, and click on the red Live button at the top right of the website. If you're lucky enough to live in Biloxi, this week you will be receiving the August issue of B News Monthly. It's 24 pages of news about Biloxi, past, present, and future. It's delivered to every home, apartment, P.O. box, and business in Biloxi, and it's underwritten by a host of civic-minded advertisers. Look for it this week or online now at biloxi.ms.us. And finally, on Tuesday, the inaugural Robert McKeithen Memorial Blood Drive will be conducted from 10 in the morning to 7 in the evening on the second floor of the Biloxi Visitor Center. Face coverings are required and social distancing will be practiced. For more information on how you can schedule an appointment to take part in this important blood drive, please contact the Biloxi Police Community Relations Division. That's 385-3003. That's 228-385-3003. That's our report for today. We'll see you on Friday. We leave you today with a timely trip as we approach August, traditionally the busiest time of hurricane season. We want to show you more about the world-famous hurricane hunters, who of course are based right here at Keesler Air Force Base. Watch this and we'll see you again Friday.
Breaking news, a massive Category 4 hurricane is heading straight for the East Coast.
More than 1 million people have been told to evacuate.
Millions of Americans are now bracing for this storm.
Bring catastrophic flooding with more than 3 feet of rain.
On average, it costs $1 million to evacuate a mile of coastline. So the tighter you have that forecast, the fewer people are evacuating. The forecast is between 25 or 30% more accurate with our data.
It kind of helps narrow that cone of uncertainty down exactly where the storm is going to hit. If we had not been providing that information, can you just imagine how many more lives would have been lost?
From a pilot perspective, flying into hurricane goes against everything that we are trained, which is avoid weather, avoid weather, avoid weather. You don't really know what to expect because every single storm is different. Always, always, always respect the storm.
Hurricanes are formed over the ocean basins, over warm water. You get a lot of evaporation. When they start forming more vertically and get that cyclonic rotation to them, they get stronger. They have the capability of growing higher up in the atmosphere and therefore becoming hurricanes.
In that moment, when I go out to that plane, for me again, it's game on. And you have tornadoes, you have the excessive amount of rain, you have ice, lightning. We've been struck by lightning. Well, the information that we gather from the flight is provided from the instrument that I drop into the storm, which again is the dropsonde.
The type of data that we're able to gather from our flights is anything from time, location, temperature, dew point, wind direction, wind speed, pressures, heights, rain rates, surface wind speeds.
The satellites will provide a good map picture. Let's say it's a map of the United States, whereas our data helps them develop a street map, if you will.
When we fly an invest, which is an investigation into a potential storm, we fly 500 to 1,000 feet off the ocean surface. We fly all 4 quadrants of that storm. And what we're doing at that time is investigating to see where the winds are and if there's going to be a circular formation that forms. If there's that circular formation that forms, we know we have a storm.
The stadium effect is the inside eye wall of a hurricane.
Sure enough, it's calm inside, there's blue skies, and there's a stadium. And I'm like, no way, this is so cool.
It's very rare to see, and you're inside what's basically a football stadium made of clouds. What's special about the Hurricane Hunters being a reserve mission is that we get to keep the continuity and not have a turnover of personnel every 3 years like you may have on active duty.
Reserve citizen airmen provide a variety of different backgrounds from the civilian world. So for instance, my situation where I'm an airline pilot, our weather officers, a lot of them work in weather as forecasters, as meteorologists.
The most gratifying aspect of my job is knowing that lives are being saved.
There's really nothing we can do to stop it, but we can be there to collect the data so that they know where the storm is going next.
If people can get out and evacuate and save lives, that's the most rewarding thing.